How does Linux Umask affect file security? Imagine creating a new file on your computer and wondering who can see or change it. The answer depends on a setting called the Umask. Understanding Linux permissions starts with knowing how files are created and who can access them. When you make a new file or folder, Linux assigns default permissions. Usually, files start with permissions that allow everyone to read and write, which is 666 in octal notation. Directories, on the other hand, start with permissions of 777. The Umask acts like a filter that removes certain permissions from these defaults. Think of the Umask as a mask or filter that subtracts permissions. If your Umask is set to 22, it removes write permission for the group and others. So, new files will have permissions of 644, meaning the owner can read and write, but everyone else can only read. For directories, the permissions become 755, giving the owner full access and others read and execute writes. This setup helps keep files secure by preventing unauthorized users from changing or viewing sensitive data. A stricter Umask, like 77, removes all permissions for the group and others. This makes files private to the owner only, which is great for sensitive information. On the flip side, a very permissive Umask like 0 gives full access to everyone, which can be risky in shared environments. Setting the right Umask is important because it automatically controls how accessible new files are, reducing the chance of accidental data leaks. In multi-user systems, administrators often set a safe Umask globally or for individual users. This ensures files are not created with overly broad permissions. And like changing permissions on existing files with commands like chmod, the Umask sets default permissions at the moment of creation. This saves time and helps avoid mistakes. For shared folders, a carefully chosen Umask can allow team members to collaborate easily while keeping outsiders out. To sum up, Linux Umask influences file security by defining which permissions are removed when new files and folders are created. It's a simple but powerful tool to help enforce security policies automatically. By adjusting the Umask, users and administrators can strike a balance between convenience and protection, making sure that files are accessible only to those who need them.